How to determine when to roll dice. The simplest answer is when the outcome is unknown. For most things, the game master will simply decide if something happens and how. When it comes time for some drama, or there's actually challenge or chance to an activity, rolling dice determines the outcome. What dice to roll when and what the outcome of the numbers calculated means depends. As I previously stated, the Game Master can simply decide whether or not something just happens or not, and what that looks like. But considering you're listening to my voice right now, I believe you are seeking my advice. For those of you new role players out there, it can be dreadfully challenging to try and understand the complex rules of a new game system. You do not have to study the hundreds of pages of each individual book they release, as you can have fun in your very own home with nothing more than your imagination and a few friends, of which you hopefully have not simply imagined. When someone wants to do something, you have to determine if the action is something they are capable of doing. This may be immediately obvious simply by them asking if it's possible, though they may be politely asking for permission. Let's say someone wants to climb up a wall. They could take the standard approach or use a tool, skill, or ability that they have. It's also important to consider the location and material of the wall. These things denote circumstances for approaching, interacting, and resulting of trying, such as if the wall is made of stacked logs, snow, or grasping hands. With either of these possibilities, the result may not be solely if they climb the wall or not, but what happens when they attempt to. The next thing to do is determine a number value that the player is trying to achieve. Rather than simply having an arbitrary number though, I find it's more involving to score things by rate of success. Rather than simply having a goal to win or lose, it's far better to describe how close they got or how much they succeeded. Rolling a low number will result in them failing, but at the very least they should get information for at least trying. Perhaps they got stuck in the soft ground or cut their hand so they'll know to try a different approach rather than simply rolling again to try and get a bigger number. Depending upon the level of success, you can describe how close they got and if they need to roll again. It's all to say that it really depends, but you can use your best judgment. Once you have a little more experience with the game system, you can learn what's generally achievable. For most game systems, an average difficulty would be around 10, more or less. There are also other aspects you can apply depending upon what the game system offers, such as rolling multiple dice or whatnot. Don't be afraid to have a different number for different players, such as a spider rolling a 5 to climb a wall versus a centaur that rolled a 15 might have the same level of success. All in all, it's up to you to decide when to roll and what the roll means. Just don't be too nice or too mean, otherwise it will appear arbitrary and that the rolls mean nothing at all. Let fate guide you, and let the dice decide.